So I'm gonna start out with my Palladio primer. My skin's been a little funky lately. I just traveled to San Antonio for work. It was so much fun, but my skin's not really digging it. So I really like this primer just because the texture reminds me so much of the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which is, I don't know, 35, 40 bucks. And this guy's only like 11 or 12, so it's a really good value. I'm so excited about this. It is a 100% drugstore tutorial. However, I do have two things that I'm using that aren't drugstore, but there's just no comparison, and you can definitely find them at the drugstore, and I'm sure they'll be great, but I'm really particular about these two items, so yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to do everything, but oh, oops. Okay, anyways, moving on to foundation. So I can't help it. I love the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. It comes in several different shades. I have W3 and W4 just because, like, I don't know, sometimes I'm dark enough for the W4 and sometimes the W3 is better. I couldn't tell you today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do just like a pump of each. Why not? I want to do a first impression for you. Okay, true story right now. I actually filmed a first impression for you on the new Infallible by L'Oreal. And the color was so light for my skin, and the whole video I just couldn't take myself seriously. I feel like 2 pumps is pretty good for me. Sometimes I add a little more if I need like more coverage in certain areas. Like right now my forehead is just what's breaking out really bad, and I'm sure it's from traveling and stress. I got promoted at work. It's a good thing, like it's been amazing, but it's been a lot of work. I'm just gonna dab a little more on my forehead because that texture is just funky. I have yet to find that foundation that's just like, oh my gosh, you rock my world. Now I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is in 15 Light. It has a nice doe foot applicator. I like to go a little bit above my brows and then down the center. And look like a tribal member. Down the center of my nose, a little on my top lip, my chin. And my new favorite place to highlight right now is right here, just to make my cheekbones a little more prominent because I have a pretty round face and I don't really have like cheekbones. Well, I do, but they don't really stand out. Then I like to go in with my ring finger and just kind of press that in. A lot of people say it's really comparable to the NARS Creamy Concealer, and I would have to agree. Okay, so this is one of the non-drugstore items, and I apologize, but I truly feel like there's nothing that compares, and it's the original Beauty Blender. I bought drugstore ones and they're fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I think the texture is definitely what does it for me. It has more bounce. And now we're gonna set it, and I'm gonna go ahead and just set it with the Fit Me number 235. I already have the Fit Me concealer, so I might as well set it with the same powder, just because I feel like I gravitate towards products that kind of work together. Like if I buy one, I want whatever the sister product is that goes with it. I'm just gonna go in with my Real Techniques blush brush. It's a nice tapered brush. Now we're gonna move on to our eyes, and I'm going to use the Palladio Herbal Eyeshadow Primer. So again, really similar to Smashbox. It has a little doe foot applicator. I'm just gonna dab that on my eyelid. While I'm letting my eye primer dry, just because I want it to dry before I put anything on it, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. This is my last non-drugstore product in this tutorial. I actually, in my last tutorial, tried to do my brows with a drugstore pencil, and it was just terrifying. So I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe, and I love to start out with this color. You guys, like, they're worth the money. It's 21 bucks, I think, for the Brow Wiz, or maybe 23, I can't remember, but they are so worth the money. I mean, the brows every time are phenomenal. So I like to start by combing them out. And then I like to use the taupe first and just kind of fill in the front half of my brow. It's so funny because I remember being younger and like my brows were just too thick all the time, and so I tweeze and tweeze and tweeze. And I never like, yeah, okay, maybe. I tweezed them pretty good. But still, so you can just see what a difference already that's made. Just kind of filling them in. What was I saying? Oh, but now I feel like my brows can't get thick enough. So I don't know, it's bizarre. I don't want it to be like a square block off, but just kind of like soft and brushed through. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with soft brown, and it's the same exact thing, just a different color. And I'm going to fill in the back half of my brows. Can't stress enough how important it is to use a spoolie and to just comb everything through. Okay, so now that my brows are filled in, I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit more of that Fit Me Concealer and just put it on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. concealer brush. It's like a $3 brush. Probably got it for cheaper than that. And just dab a little bit on there and just clean up underneath of my brows. So once you get the shape that you're trying to achieve, go ahead and pull the concealer down and just use that as like a brow bone highlight. And last but not least, for the brows, I'm gonna go in with my Sonja Kashuk brow gel, and it looks gross, but it is clear until I got all my product in it. And I just like to comb them up and kind of straighten them out. It's just gonna keep all my little hairs in place. So I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. palette that I got at Marshall's for like 10 bucks. The whole top row is going to be all of your matte shades, and then these are both satin shades, and they're really pretty and like natural looking, really easy to use. So I'm gonna go with my deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques. It's really super dense, so you don't need like a whole lot of product on it. And I'm gonna go in with this almost white color right here. It's like a creamy white. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade right here. It's kind of like Max Soft Brown a little bit. And I'm just going to apply that right into like my upper crease area. I'm gonna kind of define my outer V. So now I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. This is just like a fluffy brush. I know it's for concealer, but I need something to kind of help blend. Now I'm going to go in with this little angled guy from e.l.f. It's the Defining Eye Brush. I'm going to use this little bit darker chocolate color right next to that soft brown color. And I'm just going to swipe it in my outer V. Going back in with that fluffy concealer brush and just kind of blending those all together. Now I'm going to use that same little definer brush, and I'm going to go back into the softer brown color right here, and I'm going to just sweep that underneath of my lower lash line. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. eyeliner brush, and it's just a flat definer brush, and I'm going to dip that into this like smoky Kohl color, and then go ahead and just press that on that lower lash line. I am loving this stuff, by the way. The Scandalized Kohl Kajal Waterproof Liner from Rimmel London. I have some in the nude color, and I love it just for brightening up your eyes, but the black, oh my gosh, I have to like rub at it to get it off at night. So I'm just lining my upper and lower water lines. Now we're gonna curl our lashes. You guys, I finally went out and purchased a lash curler, and it was $1 from e.l.f. Hoping it doesn't chop off my lashes, so stay tuned. Yeah, there we go. I was debating on which one I wanted to use, but I figured I'd show you guys both of these. This is the NYC Skyrise Mascara, and I just love it because it gets every single little eyelash you might have. It's like maybe $5, and then obviously the L'Oreal Telescopic. It's just an oldie but a goodie. You can see kind of on the brush, it's great. It just grabs everything. Everyone's seen the telescopic one, so I'm gonna use this one so that you guys can see what this guy does. There's really not much of a difference. I mean, they're both pretty great. So there's that. I got a little bit of mascara on my eyelids, but don't you fear, I have a nice little trick for you. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Voluminous from L'Oreal, the Miss Manga, just because I like a little more volume. And I'm a 2 mascara kind of girl. I usually use 2 different mascaras. So once that mascara that got on my eyelids has dried, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a dry Q-tip. Don't get it wet. Just take a dry Q-tip and flick it right off. Works every time. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my face, and today I'm gonna use my True Match powder from L'Oreal. It's in the color C8, which is cocoa, and it's actually a foundation. Carly Bible uses this, and I mean, if she uses it and loves it, why can't I, right? I don't know. So I'm using the buffing brush from Real Techniques. I'm just gonna take it into my hairline on my forehead first, and I'm just gonna bring in my temples. I'm gonna go ahead and take my favorite little brush. This is the e.l.f. contour brush, and just a little bit more of that bronzing powder. I'm just gonna contour out my nose. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. golden bronzer, and it's like straight up just a highlight. There's nothing bronzer really about it. And I'm just gonna dust it on top of my cheeks. Really a pretty highlight for $3. Now for blush, I was kind of going back and forth. I am loving the Milani blush in Luminoso. It's just so pretty. The color payoff is fantastic. It's just, it doesn't oxidize. It's great as a blush. But I also have this contouring blush and bronzing powder in St. Lucia from e.l.f. as well. And so I think I might do a little combination of both. We'll just see how it turns out. But I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. one first and take my multitask brush from Real Techniques. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of the Luminoso. Oh man, now we're talking. Do you guys see that? Now I'm gonna take the contour brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to take the bronzer that's in here and just dab a little bit on my brush and just kind of deepen up my contour a little bit. Nothing crazy. Now we're talking. I'm going to just take my little e.l.f. small stipple brush and just kind of like make sure that my blush and my contour are blended completely together. Alright, and now this girl needs to set her makeup, so I'm just going to use the Stay Matte from Rimmel London, and it's in transparent, and just set everything that we just did. Really do like this powder. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm just going to use the Milani Easy Liner for Lips Retractable Pencil in Most Natural. I like the taste of this. This is Nude Lust from Maybelline. And it's really pretty. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and set our makeup with a setting spray. I have the matte finish from NYX and I have the dewy finish from NYX. They smell kind of weird, but they actually really do a good job. I'm going to go ahead and use the dewy finish just because that's kind of what we got going on today. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!